Hi and welcome to Ross. I'm John. I'm a first-year MBA student. This week was the first week of my MAP experience. For those who don't know, MAP stands for Multidisciplinary Action Project. It's the capstone of the first-year curriculum. Groups of students are matched to companies and challenged to solve real-life problems. For the next 7 weeks, I'm going to create video blogs that will make you feel like you're traveling along with me into the world of MAP. A week before MAP started, I was on spring break, shooting through the trees and over bumps on the slopes of Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I was there with a friend from my section. When we weren't talking about how impressed our friends would be with the photos we had gotten, we were talking about what MAP would be like. But to be frank, neither of us knew what to expect. Was it going to be anything like working with a group to prepare a presentation, solve a problem set, write a term paper, compete in a case competition? In the 3 quarters at Ross thus far, I had plenty of experience with all of these, but MAP was something like all of these and yet nothing like any of these. I had been assigned to a team with 4 other first-year students. On my team were Ben, a former golf professional, Juan, an analyst from the energy industry, Sarah, a jack-of-all-trades at a mortgage company, and Jim, an officer from the Navy. I had worked in the supply chain of a steel manufacturer. Our project was for Hyundai Translead, a manufacturer of trailers that semi-trucks pull around delivering everything under the sun. Their main office was in sunny San Diego, and their assembly plant was in Tijuana, Mexico, just over the border. And that's where we were headed to make an operations efficiency improvement project in their scheduling and cost capturing systems. In that one sentence, it might have sounded like I knew what our project was going to solve and how we were going to solve it. But to be frank, I don't really have a strong vision of either. At this point in the game, I think that is really where we're expected to be. Ross has provided us with a bundle of resources to help us find the right path. First, there are faculty advisors. They would be the first to admit that these projects don't really make a lot of sense at first, but that we learn what they are really all about by having valuable interactions with the client and in between ourselves. That's what we're doing right here in our initial conference call with the Hyundai Translead company representatives. It was a good conversation, but so many things are left to define to determine what really the scope is. Also, there's no really clearly defined method for how we are going to present our findings to the client. We have a communications coach, Andrea Moro, who's going to help us refine how we present our project deliverables, from our PowerPoints to our memos to our presentations. She has already helped us buff up our initial arrival presentation. Thanks, Andrea. Last but not least, there's Priscilla, a second-year MBA who is our process coach. She has helped us define the important elements of our team charter. This document sets in writing all of our individual and group goals, the roles we'll be taking, and the rules we will abide by in our interactions with one another, which will be especially useful to prevent this project from turning into a free-for-all. I really doubt that will happen. We're getting along really well so far. After the first week, I really don't know where we will be going. But I've got confidence in the people with whom I'm going to be working, and that makes me feel like we'll come up with a good way of getting it all done. Join me again next week for our visit to the West Coast and our first meeting with a client. Until then, keep your inboxes clean and your Nalgene's filled. Thanks and have a great night.